Human history is loud. It has always been loud. People shout to be heard. They argue to be right. They defend themselves to survive. From ancient courts to modern screens, humanity believes one thing deeply. If you are silent, you are weak. And yet, at one of the most decisive moments in history, in a courtroom filled with accusation, power, fear, and political pressure, a man chose silence. That man was Jesus of Nazareth. He was not unaware of what silence would cost him. He was not confused. He was not powerless. He was fully present. The gospel captures this moment in a sentence so simple that it feels unsettling. But Jesus remained silent. Matthew 27:12. This was not the silence of surrender. It was the silence of intention. And 2,000 years later, humanity is still trying to understand it. To understand Jesus' silence, we must understand the world he stood in. The Roman Empire ruled not by moral authority, but by control. Order mattered more than truth. Stability mattered more than justice. Religious leaders threatened by Jesus' influence feared losing their authority. Pilate, a political governor, feared unrest more than injustice. Jesus stood between two systems, political power that feared chaos, religious authority that feared loss, and both found him dangerous not because he carried weapons, not because he led an army, but because he spoke to the conscience. Awakened consciences destabilize empires. Pilate was a man trained to read people. Accused men usually behaved the same way. They begged, they argued, they defended themselves. Jesus did none of these. The gospel records Pilate's reaction. The governor was greatly amazed. Matthew 27:14. Pilate was unsettled not by rebellion, but by restraint. Silence forced Pilate to confront his own role. It removed the distraction of defense. And when there is no defense, truth becomes uncomfortable. There are different kinds of silence. There is silence born from fear. There is silence born from exhaustion. And there is silence born from clarity. Jesus' silence belonged to the last. He knew that speaking could delay the cross. He knew words could save him temporarily. But Jesus did not come to protect himself. As the gospel states, the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. Mark 10:45. Silence was part of that service, because some truths cannot be defended. They must be lived. Before the nails, there was abandonment. One disciple betrayed him, another denied him, the rest fled. The physical pain of crucifixion is well documented, but the emotional isolation is often overlooked. Jesus faced suffering alone, and still he did not curse. He did not condemn. He did not demand. Silence became the final space where love could remain uncorrupted. Only once did the silence break, not to accuse, not to condemn, but to forgive. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Luke 23:34. This sentence reshaped Christianity. It rejected the cycle of violence. It refused to answer cruelty with hatred. It did not deny evil. It refused to become it. Human strength is often measured by dominance. Christian strength, as revealed here, is measured by restraint. Jesus said, "Put your sword back in its place, for all who draw the sword will die by the sword." Matthew 26:52. This was not weakness. It was wisdom, because violence multiplies itself, and mercy interrupts the cycle. We live in a world louder than ever. Everyone speaks, everyone defends, everyone insists on being right, and yet meaning feels thinner. Jesus' silence asks a difficult question. Do you want to win, or do you want to remain whole? Christianity does not promise comfort. It offers transformation, and transformation often begins in silence. Christianity was never meant to be an argument. It was meant to be a way of living. Jesus did not write books. He lived truths, and his silence was one of them. It teaches restraint without suppression, strength without domination, love without condition. Jesus' silence did not end at the cross, it continues. Every time injustice tempts us to hate, every time pain tempts us to harden, every time anger asks us to speak before we understand, the silence stands there, not empty, not weak, but full. And it asks each generation the same question: who will you become when you are hurt?